The one test that came to them, they failed that test straight away. That was the first group of the 313. The second 313, who are they? Those who fought with Rasulullah on the Battle of Badr. Because this is the holy month where the Battle of Badr was fought. This month. The Battle of Badr, the first battle in the religion of Islam, it was fought in the holy month of Ramadan. And Rasulullah, it was his first battle. Rasulullah, how many years was he a prophet of God? 23 years. When was his first battle? In which year? 15th year of his prophethood. So if you spread the religion by the sword, why don't you fight from day one? His first battle was in the 15th year of his prophethood. 15 out of 23. The Battle of Badr wasn't even instigated by Rasulullah. The Battle of Badr originally was instigated by Abu Sufyan. Abu Sufyan had been angry that Rasulullah had not been killed in Mecca. Because Abu Sufyan had been angry that Rasulullah was not killed in Mecca, he couldn't believe that Rasulullah left Mecca and got to Medina safely. Then he heard that not only has he got to Medina safely, he's now building a nation in Medina. So do you know what Abu Sufyan did? He sent a rumor back. He sent a rumor back to the people of Mecca. He was on a journey with all of their goods. He sent a rumor back to the people of Mecca. Oh, people of Mecca, Muhammad has looted your caravans. Did Rasulullah loot their caravans? But what do you expect from Abu Sufyan and that lineage that comes out from such a family? Abu Sufyan said that Muhammad has looted your caravan. The rumor came back to Mecca. When the rumor came back to Mecca, who was there? Abu Jahl was there. Utbah bin Rabi'ah, Hind's father, Abu Sufyan's father-in-law was sitting there. Others were sitting there. They said to them that you've lost your money. And an Arab does not like losing his money. And when they felt that their money had been lost, what do? They said, we make an announcement. What's the announcement? That we are going to go and fight Muhammad. We are going to raise the greatest of army. They raised an army of above 950 people. They went with the strongest of armies towards Badr. Rasulullah, Islam really had just developed in Medina. Rasulullah looked at his companions. He was asking them, are you ready for the fight or no? Mark this with your own time. Are you ready for the fight or no? The first Khalifa who was present there at the time, Abu Bakr, he said, Ya Rasulullah, they are too strong for us. It's better that we do not fight them. When he said this, who was next to him? Miqdad. Miqdad looked at Rasulullah. What did he say to him? He said to him, Ya Rasulullah, we will not say to you, as the children of Israel said to Moses, go you and your Lord and fight alone. We say to you, go and we will come and join you and defend you as well. Miqdad said that. Miqdad was like a representative of the Muhajirun. Remember Rasulullah's hadith where he says, Allah ordered me to love four. Who? Salman, Abu Dhar, Miqdad and Ammar. I've been ordered to love them by Allah. Miqdad represented the Muhajirun, those who came with Rasulullah from Mecca. There was 80 of them. Rasulullah then had to ask the people of Medina, the Ansar. So he said to them, look, I'm being attacked by Abu Sufyan. I've got 80 of the Muhajirun. I want you to help me. He said to Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh, you are the leader of the Ansar. Can you help me? He said, Ya Rasulullah, our life is not worth living if we don't die alongside you. We will help you all the way. And I will get you 233 of the Ansar. 233 plus 80 is how much? I hope so. 233 plus 80, 313 companions went towards Badr. Islam was bigger than 313. But those were the 313 who were ready to sacrifice their lives on that day. They were ready to build a state and even give their life on the way. That's why the historians state that that day belonged to Ali ibn Abi Talib, without a shadow of doubt. That day belonged to Amir al-Mu'mineen. He was only how old at the time? 24 years old at the time. On that day, he performed valiant skills none had seen before him. 70 of the opposition were killed on that day, 35 from the sword of Ali ibn Abi Talib. You found that Amir al-Mu'mineen on that day was a young man. And many of you would have witnessed in the film The Message when Hamza says, me, Ali and Ubaidah. They were the three warriors. They brought victory to the religion. 313 therefore was there. The third 313 will be with the Imam. Now, does it mean it's an army of 313? No. 313 generals. The army is made up of thousands. But the generals of the army are 313. Those generals who lead the army will be 313. Are those 313 necessarily all Muslims at present? Not necessarily. No. Because there is space for Muslims and non-Muslims in the world right now to join that 313. Why do I say this? Because we have a bad mentality. What's the mentality? The mentality is this is a space which is validly reserved for the followers of Ahlul Bayt only. Otherwise, nobody else but the followers of Ahlul Bayt can be in that 313 right now. I tell you, any human being who is looking for a path of nearness to Allah can be in that 313, because the moment the Imam shows himself, that person will join the Imam straight away. What do we mean? Understand this very delicate concept. There is a difference between deen and Islam. There are many in the world who have deen, but don't necessarily have Islam. But the fact that they have a deen means that they are still walking towards God. Deen means obedience to those factors which promote growth and nearness to God. Understand the definition. Deen are those factors, obedience to those factors which promote growth and nearness to God. Islam is the submission to those factors which promote growth and nearness to God. If now in the world there is a non-Muslim who is following a deen where his ultimate aim is to gain nearness to God in that deen, then he has as much chance of being in the army of the Imam as the Muslim who is not necessarily following the religion of Islam. Why? Because if now I see a Christian, for example, right now, they always talk of God. Their behavior is that of God. They are tolerant personalities. They are people who have godly ways. They look after their neighbors. They look after the orphan. When the Imam returns, that Christian, the moment he sees him, he'll say, I've been waiting for a leader like you to come to the world. The problem is our Muslims who don't act like that may be the first to say when they see the Imam, your religion's too strict for me. I've been waiting for another leader. Notice the difference. That when people talk of that 313 who will build the state, that 313 are not necessarily all Muslims right now. But if they have the attributes of a Muslim, where they are seeking nearness to God in the acts that they perform, then they have as much chance of being in that 313 like everybody else has. Don't fall into that trap which says the Muslims right now, they are the ones in 313. On the contrary, anybody who looks to build an environment where the values of God and the morals of God are instilled in humanity have as much chance of being in the 313 as me and you have. That's why even the Holy Prophet himself sometimes showed that a non-Muslim can sometimes be more beloved to Allah than a Muslim who is not acting properly. How? There is a hadith. Listen to this hadith. Jahilun sakhi ahabbu ila Allah min abidin bakhil. What does the hadith say? It says an ignorant person who is generous is more beloved to Allah than a worshipper who is stingy. An ignorant person who is generous is more beloved to Allah than a worshipper who is stingy. And boy, do we have stingy people. Here you find in history that there's been some non-Muslims, I tell you, their generosity deserves to be with the 313. Because with that type of generosity, I'll tell him, you build for me a utopia. Because a person like you will give everything away. And there's been Muslims in history, wallah, you tell them, stay away from government because nobody will ever see any welfare. That non-Muslim, generous human being, Rasulullah said, is more beloved to Allah than a Muslim who's stingy. Because that non-Muslim may not have said ashhadu an la ilaha illallah